let us know once the live streaming has started, okay?
Yes, ma'am, started.
Okay,
Just now.
Okay. Should we start the meeting today?
Yeah, so maybe just one more minute. Yeah.
1 more minute is there. We will start after that.
Pragya, probably we can start now.
Okay, should we start?
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. So, good morning to all the Indian participants, and a very good afternoon to my Japanese colleagues. So, I think it is around 2 p.m. there. So, in India, we have around 10:30 a.m. in the morning. So, on behalf of Indian National Young Academy of Science, Delhi NCR Chapter, I welcome you all. The Zoom participants and the participants who have been viewing this event on YouTube. So we have seen unprecedented times last year in the form of a pandemic, and such type of webinars are very useful in communicating science, technology, and all such type of things. So at INYAS, we have been coordinating this event in cooperation with Japan Science and Technology Agency, Japan, and Sakura Science Club Alumni Association of India. So before going to today's talk, I will be inviting Dr. Pankaj, who is my colleague for this event. He will be coordinating with me. He is the local chapter coordinator for INYAS, Delhi NCR chapter, and also a scientist at IUC. So, Dr. Pankaj, please.
Yeah.
Briefly about
Namaskar. Namaskar, colleagues from Japan and colleagues from India, as well as participants from different parts of our country joining through YouTube. So good morning, one and all. On behalf of INYAS local chapter, I welcome you all. Welcome especially the officials from Japan Science and Technology Agency and Sakura. I also welcome today's speaker, Dr. Pham Thi Nu. I'm sure our participants will be benefited with your address and they will find opportunities in Japan to pursue higher studies. I will talk a little bit about INYAS and the local chapter activities. Actually, INYAS was founded by INSA, Indian National Science Academy, in 2014 with 20 young scientists, and they were chosen by INSA, keeping gender and institutional diversity. After 5 years, now INYAS is having a bunch of around 100 talented young folks having interest in science communication, science popularization, and they are coming from different parts of country. So every year we induct about 20 new members, and same number of members exit INYAS after completing 5 years of term. So in this way, INYAS is an unique academy and which will remain young forever. So INYAS is doing a lot of activities, and We do outreach activities like remote area lectures, science camps. We train young scientists, postdocs, PhDs, and we do a lot of webinars where we talk about career opportunities in science, different branches of science. We also talk about exchange programs with different countries, like the one which we have today. And during pandemic time, we also started, awareness programs like myth busting lectures, and we bring out white papers on the problems faced by young scientists. Many of our members are member of national task force, where we discuss about the expertise available within the country related to corona related problems like drug development, many other things. We also bring out special issues of different um, uh, journals. Like we have one journal by INSA that is called Proceedings of Indian National Science Academy. We have brought out around 3 special issues. We also liaison with other national and international academies and bodies. So these are some of our activities. So today's webinar is just a beginning, and we look forward to have better collaboration with Japan Science and Technology agencies. With these words, I once again welcome you all and hand over to Dr. Pragya for further proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj, for introducing INYAS. So I hope people are still joining on YouTube. So before starting the talk, I would like to just tell you a small statistics. So around 130 participants have registered for this event from India and few participants from Japan, and around 80 students from class 10th, 12th, and few college students have also joined. So I hope they will be encouraged to have collaborative activities with Japan, and they know and have a taste of Japanese culture with this talk. And I would like to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Pham Thinu. She did her bachelor's from Hanoi National University of Education from Vietnam. She did her master's in engineering from Yokohama National University, Japan, and she did her PhD in engineering from Yokohama National University, Japan. And she is an awardee of MEXT Fellowship. She has been presently working as a program coordinator in charge of Sakura Science alumni activities. Her main work relates with consulting with Sakura alumni about their activities, exchanging information, and helping them organize annual meetings. So she has around 10 years of experience of studying in Japan, working there, and living in Japan. So I hope today's lecture will be very encouraging for the students who wish to pursue their studies in Japan, or if they want to collaborate, go there for some time, have some new knowledge about what are the technologies there, and also if they would like to be there in Japan in future. So I welcome Dr. Thinu Pham on behalf of INYAS. So I hand it over to Dr. Pham. Please go ahead.
In the meantime, by the time Dr. Pham load her presentation, Dr. Pham, you can load your presentation. So our other 2 members from NCR are also here. Can I request Beda and there was one more member to switch on their videos, if possible. Beda and Nivedita, right? Yeah. Good. Nice to see you, Beda.
Same here.
Yeah. So we can start probably now.
And just a minute, I would like the YouTube participants, if they have some questions, they can type in the chat box. We will be taking up those questions after the talk is over, and we'll be asking to Dr. Pham. Dr. Pham, please go ahead.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Pham Thinu, and I'm working in Department of Sakura Science, Japan Science and Technology in Japan. And it's my pleasure today to meet all of you and to give a presentation about Sakura Science Plan. And I would like to thank Dr. Pragaya Perhaps for the invitation. And I would like to thank Indian National Young Academy for organizing this event. And so I hope all of you will enjoy my talk. And here's my presentation. Here's the outline of my presentation. Today, I'm going to talk about Sakura Science Plan. What is the Sakura Science Plan and who can join the program? And I will introduce two types of Sakura Science Plan. And I will emphasize on the JST Direct Invitation Program, especially for India. And finally, I will talk about Sakura Science Club. If you have any question or comments, please feel free to ask me at the end of my presentation. I will be happy to answer all of your questions. And so I would like to start with Sakura Science Plan. Sakura Science Plan is a short-term from 1 to 3 weeks invitation program to young scientists and students who to visit Japan. So with the purpose of support the development of talented people overseas who have the potential to contribute to innovation in science and technology, and support continuous interaction between Japan and other countries and regions. And we would like to promote globalization of Japanese education and research institute and strengthen good relationship between Japan and other countries and regions, and ultimately pursue the development of science and technology in Japan and worldwide also. So with Sakura Science Plan, and if you join the Sakura Science Plan, the ST will invite you to Japan, and you can have a chance to visit many Japanese university or participate some symposium, or you also can visit private Japanese company. And for some program, we also invite you to visit the science museum, and you will have a chance to exchange with students and researchers from many university and institute in Japan. And for high school students, you also have a chance to visit high school in Japan and see what is different between high school in Japan and your country. And especially as you know that Japan has many Nobel scientists, so you also will have a chance to attend the lectures by famous scientists. So what is the eligibility for participant to Sakura Science Plan? First, we attend, the eligibility is for high school student, undergraduate, graduate, and postdoctoral researcher and scientists and teachers and ethics, and who is under 40 years old of age. And we want to give a chance to for the people who have not stayed in Japan before, in principle. And eligibility countries and region as until 2020. Now the Sakura Science Plans is limit for 41 countries and regions of Asia, Pacific, Iceland, and Latin America. Here you can see the eligibility countries and region for Sakura Science Plan. For example, in Central Asia, East Asia, and Southeast Asia, and the Pacific Island country, and some other country also, like Argentina, Brazil, China, or so on. And here you can see the name of India here, and we are very happy to welcome many India students to join this program. So there are two types of program of Sakura Science Plan. The first one is, we call it as Open Application Program. Here, the reserving organization will be Japanese university or institute. It becomes the host in Japan. So the host in Japan working with the sending organization from the Asian country, as I said before, to make the proposal. And then the host will submit the proposal to the ST. And with the accepted proposal, the ST will provide financial support and then to on the invitee to visit Japan through the proposal. And for the second type of Sakura Science, it will be the JST direct invitation program. This means the JST becomes the host in Japan, and we invite Sakura. We organize two programs, which called is Sakura Science High School program and Sakura Science Supporter Stakeholders program. For Sakura Science High School program, we will work with some government organization in the country to select the young talented high school student to visit Japan. And we also will invite some like government official or like some institute in the country to visit Japan through Sakura Science Supporter program. For India, I would like to emphasize on the JST direct invitation program. So for Sakura High School program, we invite excellent high school students from the country. And for example, in Japan, in India, DST or MOE will select talented students to send us, and we will invite them. And we also offered the program to some private school, which was recommended by Embassy of Japan and top Japanese university office in India. And for Sakura Science Supporters program, like we going to invite the government administrator and scientists and researcher of science and technology, and to promote and support Sakura Science plan further and so far. For example, in 2017, we invite DST, TPT, ISRO, and so on. And for example, in 2019, DST and 23 top university in India has been invited to Japan. So Sakura Science Plan has started in 2014, and after 6 years, you can see here, we have already invited more than 33,000 students and young scientists to Japan through this program. And from this graph, you can see that we have invited more 2,849 India's young scientists and students to Japan. And the number of invitees from India was 9% on the program. Here you can see the number of the open application program and high school program and stakeholder also. So here I would like to show you some of the list of sending organization in India and reserving organization in Japan. You can see here many university in India has cooperation with the Japan University and Institute. So two organizations working together to submit the proposal to the JST, and the JST will choose the proposal to provide financial support. I hope you can find our school's name here. Here, so you can see we have invited more than, so the list of university in India now is more than 100 schools. So I hope you may find our school here also and asking them for the Sakura Science program in George University. And here I would like to show some of the picture from the past where students from India visit to Japan through the open application program. Like in 2019 in November, and here is a student at University of Tokyo and learning staining technique using microwave fungi. Or in 2019 in June, some Indian student visit to atom bomb dome in Hiroshima. In 2019 in October, you can see India student visiting KDDI Prabora Pavilion, and this program was at the Yamaguchi University. And in 2019 in September also, like India student attend the workshop to operate medical device. The program was at the University of Electrocommunication. And here is some picture in the past of Sakura Science program for high school in India. High school student in India visit Japan and they have a chance to visit International Space Station Japanese experiment module in JAXA in May 2019. And India high school student also join with other students from many countries and to meet with Professor Takaki Kazuta. He is an open laureate at Funabashi High School. And also we organized a program in April 2019. Student had chance to meet with Professor Ryoji Noyori at Shibuya High School in Tokyo. And when you visit Japan, you also have a chance to meet with the ambassador of India in Japan. And that program was done in 2019, April. And for Sakura support stakeholder program for India, as the first time Japan-India University Exchange Program as the JST was organized in January 2019. And the program organized a visiting to National Institute of Information and Communication Technology in January 2020. Meet with Mr. Hiroyuki Hosada, the member of Diet at JST. And we also organized the Japan-India University Exchange Program in 2020, January also. And so I think all of you will like maybe wondering how about the Sakura Science plan like during the COVID-19 and after that, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, so we cannot JST cannot like implement the direct invitation, and that program are currently suspended since March 2020. And but please remember that the proposal for open application program are still accepted. So the university and organization, the hot organization in Japan still can work together to submit some proposal to JST, and we still working on it. So please talk with the university about it. It still have some proposal with Japan University, and like we are implementing some online program. For example, in December 5th, we organized the Tokyo University of Technology visiting. So I think maybe some of you already heard about it. And on that day, we, the ST and Tokyo University of Technology was organized a special online school visits for Sakura Science High School program. And we have special lecture from Dr. Kudo Akira about the Mekada fish went to space, and the program also introduction of Tokyo Text and online campus activity and so on. And the study in Japan program information was given by Zaso. So we not only like organizing the Sakura Science program, we also hope that after that program, you will find many friends and growing your network. So we also support the Sakura Science Club. It means the alumni of Sakura Science Plan. So all the participants in Sakura Science Plan will be the member of the SSC alumni, and we call it Sakura Science Club. And now Sakura Science Club has over 33,000 members around the globe and increasing each year. And in India, you also have the India Sakura Science Club Alumni Association. It was formed in October 2018. And the first alumni meeting was organized in Embassy of Japan in New Delhi in October 5th, 2018. The second alumni meeting was organized in Delhi also in last year, February. And the third alumni meeting will be organized online, and it is scheduled now. JST and Sakura Science Alumni Association in India is working on it, and I hope that we can all see each other in May 2021. And here is some picture Sakura Science Alumni Association meeting in the past. Like you can see here, the Mr. Satoshi Suzuki, the ambassador of Japan in India, also give a speech at the alumni meeting. The first meeting was at also at the Japanese ambassador official resident in New Delhi. And at the second time, we also have the booster section, and you can see the meeting here. And the India Sakura Science Alumni Association was organized by the coordinator of by some coordinator, and here you can see like some of, maybe you can find your friend or the professor here. And if you visit our Sakura Science Club, you can find the yearbook and where is own Sakura Science coordinator picture will be there. And if you want to hear about the experience of Sakura Science Club and from a student in India, you can also come to YouTube and looking for the Sakura Science Club channel, and you will see the talk of Miss Antara Paranik. She joined Sakura Science High School program in 2018. She is a coordinator of Sakura Science Club in India now, and currently is the second year college student of bioscience. By listening to her talk, you can see, okay, so what is the real experience, and so what about the future plan, and how do you think about Sakura Science program? And I have some gift for you today. Like if you want to study in Japan, or you are thinking about it, or you want to ask some real people who are studying in Japan, you can visit our Sakura Science Mentor. Like its program is in our website. We have some. We have 4 mentors who are studying and working in Japan. They joined Sakura Science before, and now they are in Japan. So I would like to introduce Miss Posali Mukherjee. She joined Sakura Science program in July 2017. And after that, she applied for Max Fellowship for PhD. And now she's doing PhD at Kyoto University. So if you have any question about studying Japan, living in Japan, you can just come here, drop by and send her a question. I think she will be very happy to answer. You also can see some of her column was, she was written like what surprised me when I came to Japan, and advice based on my experience and life in Japan as an international student. And we are trying to keep everyone close, even we cannot meet each other in person, but we organize some online meeting, like maybe on some of you have already joined it. For example, the Sakura Science Alumni Association in Indonesia online meeting was organized in July 29, 2020. And there are more than 100 participants all over the world, and many students in India also joined this meeting also. And we, for Sakura Science Club in Thailand, we and JST and Sakura Science Club in Thailand like organized the Sakura Homecoming meeting in November 2020. And I also see that many students in India has joined this meeting. And I would like to inform all of you that Sakura Science Club in Japan and Japan Science and Technology Agency, we are happy to announce that we will have the Sakura Science and Beyond. It will be organized in March 6, 2021. And we will welcome Dr. Mori Mamoru. He is the Chief Executive Director of MIRAICAN, the National Museum of Emergency Science and Innovation astronaut. And he will give a keynote speak about how does he feels from when he went to the universe and looking back to the earth, and he wants to motivate the young scientists and students to study and take their interest in science and technology. And we also have 4 guest speakers we want to send you the real experience of people who are studying, researching, and working in Japan. So Mr. Chirayu Kotari also is from India, and he has joined Sakura Science program before, and now he's taking his master in Tokyo University. And he will talk with you about his experience and how he's studying in Japan. And we invited 2 professor who is studying in Japan, and after that now doing research in Japan. And it's Dr. Phạm Nam Hải from Tokyo Technology University, and Dr. Tarin. She's from Thailand, but now she's doing research in Japan also. And Mr. Austin from Singapore, but now he's working in Japan. So they all will share with you about their experience and how is life in Japan, how is working in Japan as a foreigner. So finally, I would like to emphasize again that the proposal for open program are still accepted, and many online programs are conducting and organizing. So for any information, for more information, you can visit our Sakura Science Plan website, Sakura Science Club website, and you also can email me. And thank you for the attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Song. And I would like to have a few questions from our Zoom participants if they have any, and then we will take up questions from YouTube. And I have some questions written down, which have been asked to me via email by some students. So if anyone attending Zoom meeting, do you have any questions to be asked to Dr. Pham? Okay, Jagdish from Indian Institute Research Center, he asked, so can you explain a bit about the timing and frequency of the programs of Sakura Science for students? So it will be very helpful to them. Are they throughout the year, or there are particular timings, for especially the 10th and 12th students?
Okay, thank you for the question. And for about the timing and frequency, so please check on the Sakura Science Plan website. We will announce about the calling for proposal. And through the year, if I'm not mistaken, it will be 4 times of calling for proposal. So please check it on the website and talking with the host in Japan about it, and submit the proposal to JST, and we will be very happy to reserve it and read the proposal, and we will give the support to the selected proposal. Thank you.
Let me add some more information. I'm Nishikawa from JST. Usually, call for proposal is announced in January, end of January usually, but due to COVID-19 this year, it is being delayed. So most likely, maybe sometime in March or April, we will announce the call for proposal for the next fiscal year. That is starting April this year until March, end of March next year. So please watch our website. But the thing is, most important thing is Indian party, Indian university or Indian institute cannot apply directly to JST. So you have to find a partner in Japan, receiving host organization in Japan, and they will make a proposal, application to JST. So you can start finding their partner in Japan right now. And then as soon as the announced call for proposal is announced, maybe you can straight away apply. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else has any question? Okay, then I will be taking few questions from which I have been noted from YouTube chat box. One student, Pragya Singh, she asked, what are the ways to join SSC India? Sakura Science Club India.
Okay, I think like for SSC in India, now already have the organization, and you can like they have the Facebook, and you just can come there and like drop the message. And but I think the member is limited to who joins the Sakura Science Plan before. Thank you.
In fact, everybody who come to visit Japan by this program, by Sakura Science Plan, automatically become the alumni member. So first you have to join this program first and come to Japan, and then after visiting Japan, then you are the member of this alumni. So it is automatically you become the member of the alumni. So first you have to join the program.
Thank you. Okay, so there is one more question by Dr. Jagdish that for school students, so do they have to apply on their own, or they can take part on behalf of their schools via talking to some Japanese host?
Can I reply to this question? This Sakura Science Plan is not an individual to individual program. It is an institution to institution program. So each individual cannot make application. Your school have to tie up, or your university or your institute, research institute, you have to tie up with some receiving organization in Japan. So you have to be the member of some school or university or a research organization in your country, and then have a partner organization in Japan. So you cannot directly apply to this program, always through your organization, okay?
Okay, so there is one more question in this regard, that suppose some school applies this Sakura Science program, are only the topmost students allowed in joining this program, or any student who is being selected by the school can join the Sakura Science program via this medium?
Also, let me answer this question. Whoever wants to join this program has to be selected by the sending organization. That is most important. So sending school or university or research institute, they will select the top students or top researchers within their organization, and then send them to Japan. So you have to be qualified by your own organization first, right?
Okay, so the schools can directly apply to JST, or they have to apply to SSP?
No, the sending organization, sending school in India can only apply through Japanese receiving host organization, host school or host research institute.
Okay.
Yeah, not directly.
Okay. So there is one question from Fergal David. The student asks, how can a high school student take part in SSP this year?
This year means?
Means because this is 2021, if somebody wants to take part in Sakura Science program, a high school student, are there any opportunities available, maybe at the end of the year or something like that?
There are two options. Most probable option can be your school, your high school or your school tie up with a Japanese school or university in Japan, and then let them apply to to JST. That is one way. This is open by open application type of program. So, but this accounts for about 80% of total invitees. So most probable. And then this Sakura Science High School program, you have to be selected by your government. That is Department of Science and Technology and or Ministry of Education. That is Ministry of Human Resource Development formally. So they have to make the selection by themselves. So you have to be selected. But in case of DST, only the top awardees of the Inspire program can be selected. Top, I think, top 30 or people in each year will be selected and sent to Japan by DST. But for the MHRD or Ministry of Education selection, they'll make a selection through all the schools, state schools, and then central government schools, like KVS. You know, they make application. They make a selection by the top student in each school all over India, So that also depends on each school. So you cannot, if you want to be selected, you have to be the top student in each of your schools. And if in case of private school, it is a different story. JST together with the Embassy of Japan and then some other Japanese organization will select the top private schools. So this can be done. And if your school principal contact the JST India office, maybe start communication. And if JST find this school is very top schools, then we may be able to select. But basically, the easiest way or most practical way is to find the partner school in Japan. Okay.
Okay. So one more question is there from Dr. Krishnan Veda. So she asked that as it's a short duration visit for a student in research, will it be helpful for polishing their technical skills because it's a very short duration visit?
No, this program is an introductory program to Japan. So maximum length of stay in is 3 weeks only. So after you visit Japan, and then if you find Japan interesting, and then you can apply to study in Japan, or for example, getting a next Ministry of Education scholarship in Japan, or some other scholarship to study in Japan. Or also, if you are a postdoctoral student, maybe you can apply for JSPS fellowship program is also available. So you have to contact each university, and they can also offer you some of the program. Of course, you have to have a very good performance or a research result by yourself in order to be selected, because this scholarship or fellowship program is very, very competitive. Okay.
Okay. One question is by by Shalini V. She says that she has finished bachelor's in civil engineering and planning to do graduation in Japan this year. Can you please tell how can we apply for their education if possible? Can you
Maybe
guide?
Dr. Pham, maybe you can talk about your own experience.
Okay, so she has completed bachelor's in civil engineering and now planning to do a graduation in Japan. So how are the possibilities here and how many possibilities are there?
Dr. Pham?
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the question is about the student is want to study in Japan. And I'm sorry, I did not get the question.
Actually, somebody has already finished bachelor's in civil engineering.
Okay, okay.
And they are planning to do graduation in Japan this year only.
Okay,
So,
this year.
is this possible and how are the possible ways so that they can join a graduate program, BSc
Oh,
level or
okay.
BTech level program in Japan?
Okay. So, like, if you want to join the graduate school in Japan, there could be some way. And from my own experience, I think the most easier and how to say is like you apply for the mixed scholarship, and you should check on the internet about how to get the mixed scholarship from India. Or also it have another way is that like you contact with professor in Japan and to ask them about joining their lab, and they will send you some information about their university. And almost every university in Japan has the my scholarship applied through university in Japan. So you must enter the Japanese university first, and then when you will apply for the my scholarship from university in Japan. So another way, it's a little bit different with apply from India. And as long as I know that there are many also private scholarship for students who study in Japan. So it also means that you must enter the Japanese university first, and then you will find some scholarship or some funding, and so university professor can give advice for you on it. So, and if you since want more information, you can check on the ZASO website, and they will give you some clear information about how you will get the graduate degree in Japan also. Thank you.
And let me add one more. Mixed scholarship. Mixed is a Ministry of Education in Japan. So mixed scholarship, we have two types. That is a mixed scholarship to be selected by each university. And also there's one more way. That is a Embassy of Japan will make selection. So every year, I think about 50 students will be awarded selected by the Japanese embassy in New Delhi. So this program scholarship will be usually announced in January or February, March this time. So you just Google Japan embassy in Japan, Japanese embassy in Japan, and search for Ministry of Education scholarship, or mixed MEXT scholarship. Then you can apply directly to Embassy of Japan. So this is also very, because from India, every year only about 50 or 40 or 50 students can be selected, but most of them are for the graduate schools. So if you have to submit a paper, an application paper, and what do you want to do the research in Japan, then they'll make a screening. And then if you are good enough, you'll be selected. In this case, you don't have to enter the university first. You will be selected first, you get the scholarship, and then you select the university. So first, maybe you apply for this one. And if you are not successful, then you also find a professor in Japan, professor of your choice, who has the ability to do the research, teach you. So then you directly contact this professor in Japan, supervising professor in Japan, then they can tell you what to do. Okay?
Okay, so the next question is, There are so many students actually asking whether they can join Sakura Science Club, but I think you have already answered it. That they have first to be a part of Sakura Science Plan, then only they can join the Sakura Science Club.
That's right.
So, okay. So there is one more question. Okay, somebody is already a part, Pragya Singh is already a part of Sakura Science Club. So she asked whether how it will be helpful to get higher education in Japan if they are already in Sakura Science Club. So how can it be helpful for them via Sakura Science Plan to get higher education? I think she's a 10th. I think she's asking for 10th and 12th students if they have already been to Japan by the SSP program. So how can it be helpful for them for higher studies?
I just can't get the question clearly.
Okay, somebody is already a Sakura Science Club member because
Yes.
she has visited Japan.
Uh-huh.
So she asked how this program can be beneficial if she wants to pursue higher studies in Japan via this program.
Ah, I see. So I cannot tell exactly how because the selection is always made by the university in Japan, not JST. Because you come to Japan, and but in your resume when you make application to Japanese university, always mention you are the member of Sakura Science Plan. you visited Japan previously by this program. I'm sure it will be useful, definitely, because this program is very prestigious program. So if you want the fact that you come to Japan by this program, that means you are already selected in one time. So always mention that you are a member of the Sakura Science Plan. Then it will also benefit you, I'm sure.
Okay, I hope this answers the question. So the next question is Sachin Kumar Yadav. He says that he is a mechanical engineering student. So is there a possibility that he can do some internship in some technical institute in Japan? He's already doing engineering, so I think BTech from India. So if he wants to do a few months of internship in Japan, is it possible? And what are the ways?
So Dr. Pham, what do you think?
Okay, so just from my experience, like I knew that some university in Japan or some company, they also offer the internship for national student. So, but I'm not, at this time, I'm not sure exactly what the program is, but like you can find the information through the internet. And I think like some universities, they also accepting for like 1 year exchange student, or some companies, they also offer international internship. So of course, I'm sure that there are many chances for you about the like taking the internship in Japan, but maybe you have to do a little bit of research and talking with the professor and the university if they already have some exchange program with Japanese company or Japanese university. Thank you.
Okay, so there's one more question, but I think this is he's already done his PhD in physics. So I think this is some senior audience. So he wants to ask if he wants to apply PDF positions in Japan. So are there any programs through which he can visit Japan for a postdoctoral fellowship? This is a question by Dr. Shiv Sharma.
Okay, so let me answer from my experience also. Yeah, of course, there are many, like one very famous program, as Mr. Nishikawa already mentioned, is the SBF program. Like you can apply through it. Is, of course, it's very competitive, but if you can get the SBF postdoc fellowship, it will be very helpful for the career. And also, you should contact with some professor in Japan, like if you in the field and you want to work in their lab, like some professor in Japan, they will have some funding and they will provide the financial support for you to do postdoctoral in Japan. So contact with the group or professor where you want to work in Japan as a postdoc, and they will help you like or when they have funding or not, or when they support you through apply the JST program. Thank you.
Thank you. There is one more question for one MSc student. She has already completed her, Rinki Agrawal, she has completed her MSc in physics. So she now wants to apply for a PhD in Japan. So how are the ways and how many ways are there? Yeah. The PhD position.
Okay, so almost like you can see like almost the public school or university in Japan, they have department of physics. They will offer the graduate school in physics also, program also. So the application for international student like it's a little bit different school by school. So you also need to like decided where you want to study, which subject do you want to continue, and then find on the internet what school. For example, Tokyo University, they will have the application process for international student and go through it and working with the document. And especially for PhD, you should find the supervisor in Japan. It will be the most important who will help you through the study, also the application to the program also. So finding a professor in Japan, contacting them and talking with them about your motivation, why you want to go to Japan, which subject do you want to study. And I'm sure that like if their school has programs, they will very happy to answer all of your questions about it. And also some like some big laboratories, they will have their own funding also. So they are very welcome national student and send them their CV and like talking with the professor about what do you want to study in Japan. And I'm sure that like some professors, they are, of course, they are very busy, but they always very welcome international student. And some big universities, they have a lot of funding for international student also. So this,
Okay, I think time is running short. But Dr. Pham, will you be able, can I take one more question? I think this is the last question. Okay. So Mr. Aditya Kumar asked that there are some schools which do not know about the Sakura Science Plan. Okay, so if school students wish to go to Japan using this program, so by which means one student can connect to Sakura Science program? Do they have to approach to the school? I think this has been similar question has been answered, but somebody is again asking that can the student approach the school to apply for this program, or can they directly talk to SSP that they will be wishing to join this program?
Yeah, I think the first thing, if he's a school student, high school student, he or she first talk to the teacher and or principal. And then also in the university student, he or she has to talk to the professor in charge. And then they will, if they have a contact with Japanese university, then they can start discussion on this program. So they cannot directly contact. It is not much of use, because it is their effort is needed to find the right party, right partner, or right host in Japan. So each individual cannot find the host, but the school or university in India can maybe find some host organization in Japan. Yes.
Okay,
yeah, and I want to add one more thing. Actually, like Japanese university or institute or high school, they are very welcome the international cooperation. So maybe some of you may think that like Japan is a little bit close, but actually it's not. So like those school can contact with Japanese school, and I'm sure that they will very happy to have some cooperation. So yeah, just I want to add one more thing.
Okay. Okay. So I think I have taken most of the questions. Uh, Thank you for sharing this slide, because so many are asking how can they contact SSP or how can they find out more information.
Okay.
So before ending this session, I would like to invite Dr. Jitendra to show a vote of thanks. He is the main coordinator for the Sakura Science Club Alumni Association of India. Dr. Chuk, are you there?
Thank you, Pragya.
Yeah.
So on behalf of Indian Sakura Science Club Alumni Association, I thank Dr. Pham from Japanese Science and Technology Agency for taking time this morning to give a detailed introduction about the Sakura Science Program and the Sakura Science Club, and also taking questions so generously. I thank Indian National Young Academy of Science, and in particular Dr. Pragya, who is also one of the coordinators of Sakura Science Alumni Association at India, and Dr. Pankaj for all the help in coordinating this event. I also thank all the young attendees of today's webinar, and I believe that you would all have been benefited from this event. I believe that this is an excellent start of cooperation between two different agencies having similar goal, that is popularization of science. And I wish and hope to see many such webinars in this direction. So second webinar in this series will be given by Mr. Yuji Nishikawa, who is also present today and was also answering some of the questions from Japan Science and Technology Agency on 6th of February, where he'll be talking about various activities of JST and Sakura Science Program. And finally, I would like to thank JST for funding this exciting program. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jitendra.
Thank you very much. Thank
Before
you.
ending this session, can we have one photograph? Dr. Pham, can you stop sharing your screen? And can all present just switch on their cameras? Okay. So has everybody switched on their cameras? Okay, just a minute. Some people have their cameras switched off. Can I request them to switch on their cameras? Okay, Mr. Azuma, Mr. Tachuki. Okay, so ready?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So on behalf of Indian Academy of Sciences, of which I am a member, and on behalf of India Sakura Science Alumni Club Association, in which I am a coordinator, I thank you all for being there, and thank you, Dr. Pham. So I hope I will see most of the members on 6th of February also, and we will have some discussion for senior audience, including college students, PhD students, teachers, scientists, and senior audience. So thanks to all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I stop live streaming?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, okay, I'm